What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Crypto Wolf back again, and we're just gonna do a little analysis on the charts here, plus a little bit of the news, see what's going on. There are some exciting things going on in the world of crypto, so we'll take a quick look at that. So let's just get into it. Jumping over to the chart, you can see we have been range bound all the way back to May 11th for the most part, pretty much since we hit over here. So maybe even a little sooner, like May 9th, and it has just been stuck in this channel between these two spider lines. 30 days, so a month. We've been here a month, just stuck in the mud. But lately it's been a little bit interesting because we've been having these big swings and then, you know, dip. And it's actually been some decent little scalping territory if you have the patience to, you know, wait around until it comes around. But at the moment, not a whole heck of a lot going, just kind of moving sideways for the minute, looking bearish for the most part at the moment. So I wouldn't be surprised if we potentially jump back down to the smaller golden pocket. Let me unhide some of these support resistance levels here. Yeah, so there's that smaller golden pocket right there, and you can see just literally hanging out on one of the support resistance lines right now. Could potentially find support on there. Come down here, look at the VWAP where we are trending upward just a little bit. So it's a possibility, but always remember, regardless of what is going on with that VWAP or those RSIs, you got to pay attention to that money flow, and it is coming down into the red fairly steep. Now there is a chance that we keep this little momentum trend going right here and possibly break up. If we do that, it would be nice to stay above this little trend line level right here that we've got forming. I'll just be a little bit more specific about it. Call it something like that. Not putting all my hopes and wishes into that one, but I'll say I'd half tempted to leave it up there, because if we do break below that, you know, solid chance that we at least come back down to here with a higher low, but quite possibly back down to there. So stay on the lookout for that one. Again, this is the 30-minute chart right here. I'll go up to the hourly, just give you a little idea what's going on here. Yeah, overall, still kind of in this little downtrend, but like I was talking about lately, just all kind of happy craziness going on, especially in this little period right here. I mean, that big retracing dip pretty much all the way from that trend line straight down to that golden pocket. So you know, if you did draw out this golden pocket, or even if you just come back here and draw a little support line between these lows, you know, it'll give you a decent little idea of you know, where it could come down to if we come back again. Again, like I said, a month just bouncing around in this range. So if it's going to do that, you know, don't 100% bet on it before you have any confirmation, but something to pay attention to. Again, you know, money flow over here on the hourly, moving down. We're about an hour away from finding out whether or not the momentum's going to put in a new low and continue this trend to the downside. RSI, basically what the candles are looking like, just slightly to the downside, a little bit of sideways action, flip-flopping between the green and the red right there. Do have that little uptrend on the VWAP going, but keep in mind, I mean, as it gets closer to the end of that, it's likely to, you know, break that trend line. I mean, it could potentially go up first and then come back down, and then you're just restarting, you know, normal VWAP randomness almost. Up to the 4 hour, you know, losing a little bit of strength on the bearish side up here on the DBSI, though money flow is curving back down, still in the green, and it's held a little bit more to the upside than it has the downside for a little while now, ever since we had this pump. So you know, the market's kind of holding on to some bullish hopes and dreams lately. You know, everybody's kind of got their fingers crossed, hoping that we don't pull all the way back down. We'll see. I'm not bursting with confidence on that one, but as we come up in the time frames, it does make me feel a little bit better because, you know, we're still getting this long drawn out increase on the money flow, and generally speaking, we are, you know, overall trending upward. It's just been a rough go of it. Yeah, each time we start pumping up those RSI split, we start losing strength. So we shall see. You know, they're kind of coming back together a little bit, but it's basically going sideways unless you're, you know, really counting this longer term macro uptrend going on right there. On that note, jumping up to the daily, you know, finally getting a decent little pullback on that money flow. I think the last time I made a little analysis video, we were right here at this little curve back to the downside. Had another little curve, just starting to get these little spikes. Kind of interesting, but that was terrible. You can see on the VWAP right here, getting a little bit of a downtrend there, but it's not divergence because we're getting it on the price as well. But keep in mind, we did just cross below the zero line, just got ourselves a little red dot. You know, just getting into the red candles over here on the daily. Little red diamond with a 12 on top. So it's got a little bit of bearish strength in it right now. You know, getting a little lower on those VWAPs. So it could be that we at least, oh my gosh, give it to me. It could be that, you know, we at least pull back down here to this golden pocket. It's just chilling. It's doing the wallflower thing. It's got its hand in the pockets. It's afraid to make a move. We've got 15 minutes, not looking very good at all. Seeing a couple blood diamonds pop up. We shall see. Matter of fact, even one back there. Yep, money flow just generally looking ugly. Potential that we start moving up. You know, we have been getting this little uptrend in the momentum right there. But it seems like every time it tries to get a few green candles going, it kind of runs out of gas. So, kind of in a wait and see mode at the moment. Real quick jump over, see if anybody else is actually making any moves, doing anything special. Let's check here. Helium. I haven't seen that one on there in a while. FTX token. Interesting. Otherwise, not too much. When the stable coins are up here at the top of the list, that means nobody's really doing anything good. So let's jump over to the news real quick, where we do have a little bit of good news going on. Look at this guy. PayPal upgrades crypto service, now lets users transfer to other wallets and exchanges. If you don't know what that means they are letting you take custody of the crypto that you buy with PayPal, or not with PayPal, but on PayPal. And so that was pretty much the one thing that everybody was warning people off about between Robinhood and PayPal, was that you could buy, you know, Bitcoin and crypto on their apps, but they held custody of it. So essentially they were just kind of giving you an IOU, which sounds a lot like the regular money to begin with too. So like they say, if you don't own your keys, you don't own your crypto. And especially when we're talking about a big company like PayPal, and which is basically, speaking of Citadel over here, talking about Robinhood and stuff, is if they were to decide, you know, if the market starts going haywire and they say, whoa, okay, you know what? No, you can't sell it. You know, we're freezing all crypto transactions. There is nothing you can do. You know, you couldn't take it off of there, take it to somewhere else and try to sell it there. So again, if you do have any crypto on your PayPal account, I very much recommend transferring it off, whether you transfer it to a wallet on your desktop or on your phone, or if you got a hardware wallet like a Ledger or a Trezor. I very much recommend getting it off of there so that you hold it, it's in your hand, and you can do whatever the heck you want with it. World Bank warns of global recession, stagflation. This is the sharpest slowdown in 80 years. You know, I've been seeing this pop up pretty much everywhere. Everyone from any major firm has been saying this. You're not hearing it from government so much just yet, but they'll probably be the last to say it. But you're hearing it from Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, like everybody. Anybody you listen to, I mean, other than Kramer, because you know, you guys know how it is. If Kramer says it, do the opposite. Well, Kramer's saying that everything's great. Everything is awesome. Yeah, so whatever he's saying, just do the opposite. But the fact that World Bank's coming out, all these giant multinational banking conglomerates are all talking about recession and inflation and stagflation and all this stuff. At this point, you know, they gave up the ghost. They know what it is. It's kind of a, hey, fair warning at this point. So, you know, be prepared for all that happy horse stuff. Checkout.com reveals merchants can accept and make payments in USDC. That is awesome. I know, look, here we go, another one here. Circle announces the stablecoin USDC is now supported by the Polygon network. So I think at the moment, my personal favorite stablecoin, as far as not necessarily always trading, but everything else, is probably USDC. They seem to have the best reputation at the moment. So hopefully they can hold on to it. I know it's been an interesting time lately for stablecoins, or supposedly stablecoins, but seems to be the best of the bunch. You know, if we start getting more exchanges that are doing more USDC contracts, particularly talking about, you know, perpetual contracts, that would be nice. I would be more than happy to jump over to that rather than the Tether. So coming down the list here, Binance US adds staking services. I don't know. Is anybody out there still using Binance US? I am not a fan. I'm trying to remember. I don't even know if I have an account. I think they didn't let me have an account. Although I may have had a regular Binance account, but maybe not. Luna 2.0 token loses 56% since last week. Honestly, I don't know anybody really doing anything with the Luna 2.0. I know I heard rumors of potentially like a Luna Classic or something, just whatever. I think it's terrible timing. Honestly, everybody is quite weary of the Terra Luna situation. That was probably one of the biggest crashes of its kind right there. So I don't see people flocking back other than some extreme speculators trying to jump in on the meme coin prices, fractions of a penny. But hey, yeah, you never know. It might be worth a shot in the dark. You know, throw 20, 30, 50 bucks on it and see if it ever comes back. Ethiopian central bank urges residents to stop engaging in crypto transactions. Yeah, nobody cares. Even if it was European central bank or American central bank, still nobody's gonna care. Like, you guys aren't exactly known for like looking out for the little guy. Just saying. SEC probes Binance BNB could be unregistered security. Here we go again. We have the Ripple court case 2.0. Let's see if it goes anywhere. I don't think it's necessarily going to have the hype and the following that the Ripple case did. You know, a lot of people kind of lose interest on the sequel. Indian regulator crypto's decentralized nature makes regulation challenging. Yeah, well, that's the friggin' point, isn't it? I mean, the whole point of crypto from the very beginning was to not be involved in your crooked ass system. You know, pardon my language, but seriously, the whole point was so that it was something outside of the central banking system that they didn't have control over, that, you know, anybody could use anywhere in the world, transfer money anywhere around the world, super fast for low fees. I mean, you know, aside from Ethereum gas fees, but you know, you can use any of these other ones, super low fees, and you know, it couldn't be cheated, couldn't just make some out of thin air like they do with regular dollars. So if you're unfamiliar with how Bitcoin and crypto came about, I mean, there was a little bit going on before Bitcoin, but the main thesis for Bitcoin from the Satoshi Nakamoto white paper, was that after the 2008 2009 financial crash, they're like, you know what, we're fed up, we've had enough of it, we are checking out from your system, we're going to start our own thing that you guys can't screw up. Now granted, yeah, they're definitely trying to screw it up, whether it be regulation or big money getting into the exchanges and having issues with on and off ramps. Yeah, it's in its infancy. We still got some work to do, but the concept and the underlying utility is definitely there. I mean, all the trading stuff is basically just, it's trading, it's speculation, it's to try to make some money on something that moves a little bit. See some of the comments here. Banks and government love to make claims about crypto being used for criminal activity without, I'm guessing he's going to say without any actual info to back that up. And it's the same thing they do with everything. That's part of the reason I just made that video about, Bitcoin's energy usage. Everybody they love to make statements on TV, makes big statements in front of cameras. They never give you examples. They never give you actual data. They never give you any of that stuff. They just try to get the emotions rolling. And they know nobody's going to look it up. Nobody's even going to read past the headline and maybe the byline below it or something like that. The elites tell us with a smile on their face, you will owe nothing and you will like it. I mean, close. Scott Schultz, my bad, bro, but it's own nothing. But interesting typo there, I will say. It'd be nice if we owed nothing, and I would very much like it. So, hey, big globalists, here's an idea for you. You should listen to Scott over here. Nobel laureate Paul Krugman compares crypto to housing bubble and subprime crisis. I like this comment right here. He also said the internet will be as useful as the fax machine. Yeah, a lot of these guys are dumb as a box of rocks. They figured out one little niche and how to do it well, and then they have connections, and after a while they never learn anything. Fidelity plans hiring spree to expand crypto services to include Ethereum trading and custody. Yeah, another one, John. Although Fidelity has been jumping out for a little bit now. I think I even caught another article about them in a previous video that I did news, and I don't even really do news all that often. Blockchain-based alternative to Swift. Sounds cool. Not a bad idea, but it really doesn't have anything to do with our crypto community other than that it's just blockchain, which means not much at all. Yeah, what do you guys think about the whole discussion about Bitcoin decoupling from the stock market, specifically like the S&P? Do you think that the two have diverted, or do you think it's kind of just a temporary thing here and there? I mean, if we're looking, let's go to the hourly here. So there's S&P, there's Bitcoin. I mean, it's definitely been a little different over here, but coming into the micro situation, it's not all that terribly different. Obviously, we had this wild little volatility swing going on there as everybody thought it was the one, but just sideways action. Come back over here, SPY, sideways action. Did have a bigger dump back here, so maybe. If anything, it looks like it's probably a good thing, because I don't know, I've been tired of Bitcoin doing the same thing as S&P. We don't want to see that. That just means that, you know, the biggest money in Bitcoin is the same people who've been doing the regular stock market, and they're just doing the exact same thing to it, and that's no fun. So, I'm gonna shake it back up a little. Solana still having a little bit of trouble, huh? Networks mining difficulty expected to drop, huh? Director of listed Chinese company embezzles 8 million, uses funds to purchase Bitcoin mining rigs. Well, I like where your head's at. Maybe not for the embezzling part, but you know, even after you embezzled 8 million, you tried to flip it into some profit. So he's a very go-getter type of guy right there. Just kind of did it the wrong way. South Korea to recruit companies for metaverse content creation. I saw there was another thing somewhere where they were talking about that a lot of regular websites will be making the move to metaverse sites by 2030. I don't know what happened to it, but so I'm going to leave it at that. We'll leave this one a little bit short because there is not a ton going on. Oh, if you did watch the last video about Bitcoin power usage, and we were talking about nuclear power a little bit. I can't remember if I brought up the topic of the molten salt reactor, but you know, if any of this stuff interests you, or you know, kind of new energy production methods, go look up the molten salt reactor. Frankly, the fact that they haven't been dumping a ton of money into this already is just incredibly stupid and short-sighted. But I think there's a video out there. It's been a while since I saw it, but it was done by a couple people from this company who actually developed these plants, did all the engineering, all that stuff, and they're just trying to get approval to start actually like building them. And they did a really great breakdown on how it works, the benefits, like the fact that you can take existing nuclear waste and literally run it through and get power out of it, and what you end up getting back as waste from this process is far less than you would get from a normal plant. So I gather. I'm not saying I'm an expert on it or anything like that, but it does sound like probably the best option moving forward to try to get, you know, both energy independence going again, but also just cheaper energy for people, so that it's not just such a problem where people are struggling and potentially dying because they don't have access to energy at a time when technology is what it is. I mean, that's bullshit, dude. People shouldn't be struggling with that. Shouldn't be having blackouts in the middle of summer and winter. I mean, that's nonsense. So, I mean, all that stuff has to be on purpose because there's no excuse at this point. There really isn't. Like, we've had more than enough technology for a long time now to take care of that problem. The fact that they'd rather go out there and build these practically useless windmills everywhere, dump all the money into that, says there's some crooked corruption going on. So, all right, I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and might not have any big great videos coming up the next couple days because I'm in the middle of doing research for a nice video with, you know, laying out the notes and maybe even a little bit of script and all the pictures and images and all that stuff. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time and make it a little bit nicer. It's going to be kind of going over just the basic, like, what is crypto, how does it work, except, you know, most of the videos you see are all kind of dry and boring, and some of them are okay, but I don't know. I'm going to try to go down the middle and try to make it like informative without going super deep into the nerdy weeds of it, but at the same time try not to let it be too boring. So should come out pretty nice. We'll see. Otherwise, have a wonderful evening, day, morning, whenever the heck it is, wherever the heck you're at. Later.